Hi everybody, welcome back. Tony, Shinsho Yoga. And you are only as young as your spine is healthy. As a saying I heard when I first started teaching, and I've become a firm believer in that. Spinal health is very important. My classes, I always include abdominal work, core work. And as I say in the class, I do not include the core work to worry about getting six-pack abs or having a beach body or anything like that. It's bikini season, whatever it is. I don't care about that. It is to keep the spine healthy. Your spine is, it's the backbone of the body. Everything goes through the spine. Everything attaches to the spine. Everything works out from the spine. In all Eastern medicine that you look at, there's always a focus on the spine and how the energy flows and how the body works from there. Chiropractic, which has gotten very popular now. I remember when I was a boy, it started becoming popular. And now is considered a regular medicine, where back when I was a kid, it was a little more, alternative quackery. Manipulation of the spine, keeping the spine healthy. In order to stay young, right? And young is a relative term. I'm not talking about looking as you did when you were, 18, 21, whatever your favorite time. I'm talking about keeping the body healthy. You have to keep the spine healthy. You have to start with the spine. Right? And that spinal health is going to come from a strong core. Your core supports the spine. All around here is what keeps the spine from getting out of whack, right? Often problems that people have with their different issues with the spine, of discs getting out of alignment, happen from the muscles in the body being out of balance. For a long time, when I worked in an office, right, I had sciatica in my left leg. My left leg would go numb after a while, just sitting. And that was because the discs in my spine, right, were doing this. They were pulling one way and the other, and it would pinch the nerve, and my leg would go numb. Right? L4, L5 would go like this and pinch. Then I went to initially a chiropractor, right, who's going to adjust and pop it back in, and that's all well and good. Chiropractors are great, but if the muscles are out of balance, skeletal manipulation isn't going to change that. The muscles that are still out of balance are still going to be out of balance, and it's going to do the same thing again, and that's what happened to me. This is one of the reasons why I started doing yoga and acupuncture. Right? You have to bring the muscles back into balance to be able to to have everything align again. So I began doing yoga and began doing acupuncture. So acupuncture to release the muscle, right, from being that tensed up state, and yoga to be able to balance the muscles, because that's all of this counterposing that we do in yoga, where we go one way then the other. We shorten the front of the body, lengthen the back, and then we reverse it and lengthen the front and shorten the back. This counterposing to work and open the muscles, right, to be able to balance them out. And then to also build strength in the process to keep them healthy. That's why yoga is all-encompassing, right? It's strength, it's exercising, it's balance, it's focus, there's meditation, especially if you're teaching how I teach it, with the focus on what you're doing with the breath, right, and the mind. But keeping that spine healthy is very important. It's very important at your health as you age. And you don't have to do anything in particular like, oh my gosh, I have to keep my spine healthy. Let me go out and do whatever it is. It's doing like yoga. If you're watching this, obviously you either do yoga or you want to do yoga. These types of things help you with that. I know as I age, things get more challenging. The body starts to wear, and I have to compensate. If it wasn't for this practice, I would probably be a mess. It's this practice, and I know, plenty of men my age, and they complain about a lot of problems that I don't have. Diet, of course, is part of that too, but especially the muscle problems. And I'm like, you ever try yoga? I don't have that problem. I'm not magic. I worked it out. So, especially as we age, to make sure we keep that spine healthy, so you don't end up as one of those shuffle steppers in the supermarket. You know what I'm talking about. You've got the cart and you're shh, shh, shh. I feel for those people. It's sad. They're a prisoner in their body. My grandmother lived to be 100. Died just 3 weeks before her 101st birthday. Her mind was like a razor, but her body, not so much. Slowly failed over time. Left her in a wheelchair, left her with macular degeneration, and every time I would go visit and talk to her, she would tell me how she felt like a prisoner. Fortunately, she was a very vibrant and intelligent woman, and she found ways to use her mind to get her out of those situations. She spent a lot of time talking to the people that worked at the center there, the young kids. They kept her mind sharp. But all of my family members that I've seen get sick and get ill and in wheelchairs, I will not allow that to become me. And you shouldn't allow that to become you. So start with keeping your spine healthy. Right? For those of us in yoga, and again, if you're watching this and you haven't done yoga, I'm highly recommending yoga. Core work, plank. Right? Plank is an amazing core exercise. In my opinion, really all you need for the most part. There's other things, of course, you can add, but primarily plank or phalakasana. And then the more intricate versions of that, like chaturanga dandasana, which is four-limb staff pose or a low plank. These are very challenging poses in yoga, but extremely important. So if you have a yoga practice and you kind of ignore those or kind of sloppily go through them, I would highly encourage you to change that. Focus on those poses, really do them properly. Again, I have videos on them to offer that if you're struggling with them. But really doing them properly is important, doing them with control. Don't shy away from core work. Don't shy away from things like cat and cow. Cat and cow is just such a wonderful exercise for the spine to get the vertebrae moving, to reopen up those discs, to get them expand, because they have a tendency to squish over time, especially if we stay seated all the time and slumped and at a desk or driving. Opening that back up, getting those muscles to balance there in the back, getting that core strong to support all of that. Then, of course, working on the rest of the body with it. But spinal health, really want to encourage that. No demonstration of postures today. I have some links I've put in here to the video of talking about get plank and cat and cow and chaturanga dandasana, all these that are good for the spine, either working the core or opening up the back. But again, I am a firm believer, and you are only as young as your spine is flexible. So keep your spine healthy. Do yoga. So thanks for listening. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment. Be happy to answer. Namaste.